Right now, President Biden is hitting the road to campaign ahead of the midterm elections. Also, U.S. and Russian authorities say they're discussing a potential prisoner swap that could free 2 Americans detained in Russia. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. We're going to begin with a deadly shooting near Warner Park that happened in July. A second person has now been arrested in connection. Madison police arrested 22-year-old woman yesterday at around 4:30 p.m. on Moraine View Drive. She faces charges of party to a crime of homicide and obstructing. The charges stem from a July 22nd shooting that left 18-year-old Lauren Bynum of Milwaukee dead. Earlier this month, Akil Lowe of Fitchburg was arrested in Ohio and charged with 5 felony charges, including first-degree intentional homicide. Madison police investigating after they say a Southside gas station was burglarized this morning. Officers sent to the Amstar gas station in the 1100 block of South Park Street just after 5:10. Police say that a glass door of the business was shattered. An investigation is ongoing. And take a good look at this picture. Madison police are looking for this man who they say used a gun to try to rob a Quick Trip earlier this month. Officers were sent to the Quick Trip in the 4400 block of Buckeye Road on August 18th after an employee called 911 about a man who entered the store and demanded money. The clerk refused and said the man threatened her and implied he had a gun. The suspect left after the clerk called for help. Anyone with information on the incident is urged to call Madison Area Crime Stoppers, the number 608-266-6014. Meanwhile, police in Madison are also investigating reports of gunshots on the city's southwest side last night. Officers sent to the 7200 block of Midtown Road at around 10:20 last night. The caller said they saw a vehicle leave the area. Multiple shell casings were found at the scene, but no signs of property damage were found. No injuries were reported either. An investigation is ongoing. Governor Evers making a big announcement today while kicking off his statewide back-to-school tour.
I'm investing $90 million into our K-12 education across our state to make sure our kids can bring their best selves to school every day while also assisting our schools to have the resources they need to do what's best for our kids.
The money will go to help districts recruit and retain more staff for their schools, as well as boost mental health support for students. Let's head to the Weather Center now. Julian Seawright has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. What a pleasant morning.
Oh my gosh, and this afternoon is just going to be a beautiful one for us. I'm going to have to give this grade an A+ for today. So we have blue skies and just a couple of clouds outside on our sky cam. But currently, it's feeling like 73 degrees for us. A bit on the breezy side, and that's going to be the theme throughout the course of the day. But take note of that dew point, 54 degrees, and that's going to be the theme throughout much of today. It's going to be rather comfortable, and temperatures are going to feel great. A mix of some upper 60s near Viroqua, upper 70s, but low to mid 70s around Dane County, Janesville, and Platteville. It's 73 degrees in Madison with 75 in Janesville and 72 for Platteville. Taking a look at Dane County in itself, just north of Madison, we're looking at 74 degrees across the board from Sauk City, Wanakee, and into Sun Prairie. And as we take a look at what we're seeing in terms of dew points, again, very comfortable. With that cold front sweeping through, things are going to be awesome throughout the course of the day. Into the middle to lower 50s. And if we look at our 24-hour change, yesterday was quite the muggy one. It's going to be a different story throughout the course of our Tuesday afternoon. Taking a look at our radar, it's going to be on the dry side, and we'll talk more about how long we can see these dry conditions in just a few moments, Mark.
Yeah, it's beautiful right now. Yeah. Thank you, Julian. Well, Mississippi's largest city is under a state of emergency where a water crisis is developing. Weekend flooding severely damaged a water treatment plant there, potentially leaving close to 200,000 people without safe drinking water. Emergency maintenance is set to get underway at the water treatment plant. State officials say residents will have virtually no water pressure for an unknown period of time because the plant is operating so far below capacity.
The water is not safe to drink, and I would even say it's not safe to brush your teeth with because we are not seeing adequate chlorination and inability to consistently disinfect the water.
Children in Jackson public schools and local universities have now pivoted to virtual learning, while many businesses were forced to shut down. President Biden is hitting the road campaigning ahead of the midterm elections. He's kicking off his campaign barnstorming in a state with pitched battles for the House, Senate, and governor's seat. Natalie Brand has more details from Capitol Hill.
President Biden is heading back to Pennsylvania, a state that helped him win the White House. Now he's making a pitch to voters ahead of the midterms.
Pennsylvania is close and dear to his heart, and he is glad to be traveling there these next couple of trips.
Wilkes-Barre is the first of 3 Keystone State stops scheduled in the next week. This afternoon, he will focus on reducing gun crime, touting the bipartisan law passed earlier this summer, and making the case to go much further.
I'm determined to ban assault weapons in this country.
The White House says the president will deliver a primetime speech in Philadelphia on Thursday, taking aim at what he calls Republicans' extreme agenda. While new CBS News polling shows President Biden's approval rating up slightly at 45%, Republicans are focusing their midterm pitch on his performance and the economy.
If the American people decide they want to go in a different direction this fall, I can assure you that a Republican House and Senate, or House or Senate, will not be interested in passing any more of these mass spending bills, which have created the calamity that we find ourselves in.
The latest CBS News Battleground tracker indicates the GOP will likely gain control of the House. But with 69 days until Election Day, the trend lines show narrow gains instead of a wave. Analysts say the currently evenly divided Senate could swing either way. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And President Biden will head back to Pennsylvania on Labor Day with a parade in Pittsburgh. He'll also visit Milwaukee and Ohio that day. U.S. and Russian officials are discussing a potential exchange of prisoners that could bring WNBA star Brittany Griner and Marine veteran Paul Whelan home. Earlier this year, another Marine vet, Trevor Reed, was freed during a prisoner swap after 3 years in a Russian detention. Reed says Russian detention and labor camps are in poor condition. The food is often rotten, and the guards hold strong anti-American sentiments. As of right now, Whelan has served 6 of his 16-year sentence. Griner is currently appealing her 9-year sentence.
In the end, all of those appeals are, fake. They're as fake as the first trial that you receive. All courts in Russia are fake.
Despite the corruption, Reed has a message for both Griner and Whelan. Keep the faith, because the most senior U.S. government officials are fighting to free them. It's been 1 year to the day since the last American troops left Afghanistan, ending a 20-year war. Chaos marked the end of America's longest war following the Taliban's rapid takeover. It also triggered the collapse of the U.S.-backed government and National Army. Tens of thousands of terrified Afghans rushed to Kabul's main airport, begging to be airlifted to safety. An ISIS suicide bombing in the crowd killed at least 200, including 13 U.S. service members. Well, it was a triumphant night for Serena Williams at what she says could be her last U.S. Open. Williams claimed victory in her first round matchup of the tournament. Williams walked onto the court to a wave of cheers from the audience, which included celebrities, her friends, and family. At the end of the night, the crowd used cards to create a giant message for the stars saying, "We heart Serena." The legendary player's next match is set for tomorrow against Annette Kottevelt of Estonia. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. California lawmakers have approved a measure that would give fast food workers more power and protections. Details coming up in the Money Watch report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
Protecting your home starts at the top. If your shingles are torn, cracked, and flying off in the wind, it can cause leaks that lead to costly repairs. So make the switch to Erie Metal Roofing. Get one-day installation on the last roof you'll ever need. And there's no shortage in our supply chain, so we can turn your job around quickly. Erie is A+ rated with the BBB. More than 2,000 excellent reviews online. And now take advantage of this special offer. Call 1-800-966-4500 during this program and receive a 60-inch HD TV with your purchase of an Erie Metal Roofing system. We've helped thousands of homeowners afford a new metal roof. Call today for an estimate as soon as tomorrow. And don't miss this opportunity. Receive a 60-inch HD TV with your metal roofing system purchase from Erie Metal Roofing. Call 1-800-966-4500. That's 1-800-966-4500.
With Honda, every summer adventure is the destination. Take your adventures farther with Honda, America's most fuel-efficient, full-line automaker. local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily.
In 1983, Senator Johnson's daughter was born with a serious heart defect. Dedicated doctors and nurses saved her life. Family became the most important thing in his life, and it still is. He has always enjoyed the simple things in life: the outdoors, fishing, hiking, camping, cross-country skiing, Packer and Badger games, rec league softball, and playing guitar. And did I mention fishing? As a U.S. Senator, he fought to secure tax cuts for 95% of American Main Street businesses so they could stay competitive with the big guys and survive the pandemic. His right to try law has given terminal patients freedom and hope and saved many lives. And his Joseph Project has transformed lives by helping people get good-paying jobs and be proud of earning their own success. Senator Johnson went to Washington for all the right reasons. I should know, because I am that daughter, and I've been watching my dad help others for 39 years.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
News 3 Now Sports brings you the Badger Blueprint. Join us every week for an exclusive look at Wisconsin football. From the practice field to the locker room to game day previews and highlights. Badger Blueprint, Wednesdays only on News 3 Now at 10.
The National Labor Relations Board says Tesla can't stop factory employees from wearing clothing with union insignia while on the job. The board's ruling reverses a 2019 decision involving Walmart and union clothing. Now it ordered Tesla to stop enforcing an overly broad uniform policy that effectively halts production workers at Tesla's Fremont, California factory from wearing black shirts with the United Auto Workers Union's logo. Meanwhile, California lawmakers yesterday approved a measure that would give more than 500,000 fast food workers more power and protections. Workers rallied at the Capitol in Sacramento Monday as the bill was passed, despite strong objections from restaurant owners who warn it would drive up costs if signed by Governor Gavin Newsom. The legislation would create a new 10-member fast food council empowered to set minimum standards for wages, hours, and working conditions in the Golden State. And at a Home Depot in Oxford, Massachusetts, salesman Bill Van Nieuwenhuis is going strong at 90 years old. As CBS affiliate WBZ reports, he spent the last decade scanning inventory, stocking shelves, and most importantly, supporting customers.
Customer service is big, and that's the only way they're going to keep coming back.
Nieuwenhuis had to take about a year off during the pandemic to protect his health, but now he's made the long-awaited return to the job he loves. That's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Wendy Gillette.
Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial's down 316 points. The NASDAQ down 184. The S&P 500 down almost 42. Next at noon, Pam has your ag numbers. Julian has the latest forecast. And then later on Live at 4, drinking a cup of coffee a day can be good for you. But how much is too much coffee? We'll take a closer look at 4.
When cleaning your air ducts, it's important to clean the entire system. And air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer removes pounds of trapped dirt, dust, and allergens from your home completely. Call today for a free inspection. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Protecting your home starts at the top. If your shingles are torn, cracked, and flying off in the wind, make the switch to Erie Metal Roofing. Get one-day installation on the last roof you'll ever need. And there's no shortage in our supply chain, so we can turn your job around quickly. And listen to this special offer. Call during this program and receive a 60-inch HD TV with purchase of an Erie Metal Roofing system. Don't miss this special opportunity. Receive a 60-inch HD TV with your metal roofing purchase.
My wife and I worked hard for decades. We thought our retirement was secure.
But inflation is changing everything. Gas, groceries. It's hard for retirees on fixed incomes. But I'm even more worried about the debt we're leaving our grandchildren.
Senator Ron Johnson understands we must get spending under control.
And he's working to stop the waste in Washington.
Tell Senator Johnson to keep fighting for Wisconsin seniors and the next generation.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us, Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
The Stanley Steamer started with one man, a van, and a whole lot of carpet. We've been innovating for a long time. Stanley Steamer now goes beyond carpet. Schedule a cleaning today.
Back to school is not what it used to be.
There are new safety concerns, new protocols, and lots of questions.
We can help you navigate some of those hurdles with our Back to School series.
Join us every morning starting at 6:30 a.m. only on News 3 Now this morning.
Do you remember me? This is the first day of my show. I hope my fans feel on top of the world by the time they leave the Jennifer Hudson show.
Jennifer Hudson, weekdays at 3 starting September 12th.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check out Tamiaki and the Midwest Farm Report. What a breath of fresh air out there today.
Boy, it is just beautiful, isn't it? I was thinking that this morning. It was a little on the cool side, and I thought, boy, if I could just hang on to this for another 4 months or so, I could handle maybe 2 months of winter, but not the impending doom that's out there by the time we get to November. A lot of farmers that are feeling that way, too. The weather is beautiful. The hay is drying down after some rain over the weekend, and we're keeping an eye on how our crops are coming along. This is the time of the year when disease can really start to inflict its will on not just our field crops, but also our garden, too. This is the time of the year when we start looking for things like blight in our potatoes and tomatoes. Corn crop is still looking pretty good. 97% is silked out as of Sunday, according to the Wisconsin Ag Statistical Service. Farmers say that corn is about 76% good to excellent. That's down just a little bit in a week. Soybeans, 91% of them have set pods, and in fact, 6% of the soybean crop has already started turning color. That's a sign of maturity, that it's getting ready to go. 74% of our soybeans called good to excellent. That's down 4 percentage points. We talked about it yesterday, the high demand for potatoes across the United States and the fact that we're almost facing a shortage. Our Wisconsin potato growers have dug in quite literally. They've had harvested 22% of their potato crop already. That's 9 days behind last year, but 3 days behind the average, but still good progress as far as our potato crop is concerned. Well, if you've been hearing it here on News 3 all over the place, the candidates are looking for your support. Volunteers for Agriculture, which is a group of about 18 farmers from across the state, have evaluated candidates and come out with their suggestions. Of the group, which is largely represented by Republicans, there are still 4 Democrats being endorsed, including David Constantine from the Baraboo area, as well as Representative Shanklin from up in the Stevens Point area. 4 Democrats getting the nod from the Volunteers for Agriculture. It's a group that's organized by the Wisconsin Farm Bureau Federation. And today in Chicago, barrel cheese dropped a penny to $1.85. 40-pound block cheese, that was up 3 1/4 at $1.75. Double butter down 3 1/4 today, still at a healthy $3.05 a pound. I'm going to go out and visit with new dean of the College of Agriculture. She's got a little reception happening this afternoon at the West Ag Research Station, and like we said at the outset, a beautiful day to do it.
Absolutely. All right, Pam. Thank you. Enjoy. And
Thanks.
Here's Julia. Now, how long is this nice weather going to last?
Well, definitely throughout the course of today, but it's going to be a bit warmer throughout the course of the week. So definitely soak in the fact that we're just into the mid-70s throughout the course of the day and pretty blue skies as well. Looking ahead to what we can expect throughout the rest of our afternoon and a bit towards our evening, we're looking at those mid-70s. Plenty of sunshine, but do take notes. It's going to be on the breezy side. So when you're eating outside, just know that some things may fly around. We're looking at wind speeds coming in from the northwest into the mid and upper teens throughout much of southern Wisconsin, with 14 miles per hour winds in Madison, 10 miles per hour winds in Janesville, with 18 miles per hour winds in Platteville. But planning out the course of tonight, we're looking at our lows to be comfortable once again into the upper 50s with 57 degrees in Madison and Janesville, and around 59 degrees for Platteville and 57 apiece over towards Boscobel and Lone Rock. Taking a look at how things will match up in Dane County. Well, areas just to the north of the airport, we're going to be looking at those 60s and even the upper 50s over towards Sun Prairie. But as we take a look at what we're going to be seeing on our radar, it is dry, but we did see over the last 72 hours plenty of rainfall which is going to be great as it soaks into the ground, keeping our drought monitor so nicely for us over the next few days. And we're going to need it because it's going to be a dry trend until we get into the later part of this week. And now that cold front and this high pressure system is settled in from the Great Plains into the upper Midwest, things are going to be rather quiet, but also rather cool throughout today until we transition into our Wednesday. But again, going throughout the rest of today, by the evening time, we'll see those mid-70s throughout much of southern Wisconsin. And then going into tonight, it is going to be comfortable once again. But you can just see that open sky is going to stick around throughout the course of today and going into tomorrow. However, temperatures are still going to be rather cool, low 60s around Madison by the time we're heading out the door for our 7 a.m. morning commutes. Lunchtime tomorrow is going to be a bit more mild, into the upper 70s, but still open sky. Plenty of sunshine is going to remain for us, but the 80s will return by the time we get into our afternoons. And when we're picking the kids up from school, it's going to be into the lower 80s, and then by lunchtime in the evening commute, into the lower 80s once again. And we're not going to be cooling down until we get into our Wednesday nights, but it's still going to be on the milder side as the upper 60s remain in our forecast. But again, it's going to be rather dry for us until we get into about our Friday night, and then late into next week, we have another shot potentially seeing some precipitation rolling in for us. But until we get there, the three things we're going to need to know: it's going to be breezy and cool for today, and then it's going to be warm throughout the course of this week, especially as we head into Friday. But Friday nights could finally start to see a shot of seeing some rain rolling in for us. But then heading into our Labor Day weekend, things are going to still be on the dry side. Taking a look at our 10-day forecast, we're going to be trending a bit warmer going into our Wednesday through Friday, into the low to mid 80s. By the time we get into our Friday, have a shot of seeing some rain, potentially some thunderstorms overnight into our Saturday morning. But then our Labor Day weekend is going to be rather cool for this time of year, just a couple degrees cooler than seasonable. But again, as we're going into our holiday season, it is going to be a wonderful weekend, Mark. Plenty of sunshine as of right now, not a lot of rain in our forecast. In the mid-70s, you can't really go wrong with that at all.
No, you can't, not at all. All right, Julian, thank you. A new study has scientists warning about zombie ice. Ian Lee explains how it could have a devastating impact on sea levels around the world.
This sea of ice is majestic and breathtaking.
Wow, it's wow.
But it holds a destructive secret. A new study finds Greenland's rapidly melting ice sheet will raise global sea levels by nearly a foot. That's twice more than previously thought. And the culprit? Zombie ice. That's doomed ice that'll inevitably melt because it isn't getting replenished due to global warming. You don't have to be a scientist to know something's not right. Just ask the locals.
When I was young, I can remember we used to have a packed ice where we can walk on it. But now the packed ice is not so solid anymore.
Researchers estimate Greenland will lose 120 trillion tons of ice over the next 80 years. NASA says Greenland's ice sheet is the main cause of the Earth's swelling seas. Even if all the planet-cooking pollution stopped today, the climate report predicts oceans would still rise to dangerous heights, putting coastal cities at risk and threatening more catastrophic flooding around the world. Ian Lee, CBS News.
And scientists say the amount of ice Greenland could eventually lose would cover the United States in 37 feet of water. That's about as high as a 3-story building. Well, there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, let's see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If you had to choose between a loaded baked potato and potato salad, which would you pick?
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
If your roof is 10 years old or older and the shingles are deteriorating and leaking, it's not your fault, it's the asphalt. Immediate relief is available with one call to Erie Metal Roofing. Get a lifetime of protection against wind, rain, hail, and heat with the most energy-efficient roofing system we've ever offered. And it may qualify you for a discount on your homeowner's insurance. Beautiful, insulated, stone-coated metal roofing backed with a lifetime warranty. See the before and after difference. Be sure you ask about our one-day installation. Get the last roof you'll ever need. And time's running out to call and receive a 60-inch HD TV with your purchase of an Erie Metal Roofing system. Visit online at eriemetalroofs.com. And remember, it's your last chance to call during this program for the 60-inch HD TV with your metal roofing system purchase from Erie. Call 1-800-966-4500. That's 1-800-966-4500.
Change it up and choose Dutch Boy from Menards. Get the best quality Dutch Boy paints at the best prices. Pick out the perfect color. We offer free custom color matching and tinting to create thousands of color options. And with Dutch Boy's easy opening, smooth pouring container, and no prep, no prime formula, transforming your home has never been easier. Save 11% on all Dutch Boy paints now at Menards.
Joe Biden promised to deliver for working families over special interests. That's what the Inflation Reduction Act does. Lowers prescription drug costs for millions of families. Lowers healthcare costs for millions of families. Lowers energy costs for millions of families. But every single MAGA politician voted against it, because when it really matters, they're on the side of special interests. President Biden, he's delivering for us.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
Potato salad is one of those dishes that, although we eat it all year long, it's most popular during the summer since it's cool and refreshing. But now that summer's coming to a close, we have a version that's perfect for the cooler weather. It's baked potato salad that's served warm, and boy, is it ever good. We begin by baking 4 to 5 potatoes until they're fork tender. Once they are, we let them cool slightly before cutting them up and placing them in a large bowl. To that, we add a container of sour cream, some sliced scallions, a good amount of cheddar cheese, some melted butter, a little salt and pepper, and everyone's favorite, some crumbled bacon. We toss everything together, then spoon this into a casserole dish before baking it off. And whether you serve this with burgers or a slow-cooked pot roast, it's just as fitting. Yep. It has everything we love about a loaded baked potato in the form of potato salad. So don't wait another minute. Head over to our website and type in loaded baked potato salad. I'm sure you'll be glad you did. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a potato lover's way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, here's Julian. One final check of the forecast.
Well, it's going to be a dry and pleasant week throughout the next few days until we get into our late Friday night. So we're going to be monitoring a quick little system that'll be bringing in some rain into our late Friday night, into our early Saturday morning. But the good news is the rest of the weekend is going to be panning out to be picture perfect. As of right now, could see close to a 1/10 or a 1/4 of an inch for southern Wisconsin. But overall, things are still going to be on a nice, dry and sunny trend, especially as we gear up for our holiday weekend and welcome in the month of September, Mark.
A little above average for the temperatures, though.
A little above average for the next few days, but next week we're going to be just around it. So
looking pretty good. All right, Julian, thank you. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. Have a great afternoon.